Hey, guess what? Ruhif, Bullinator.
Yeah.
What?
Oh my. No, you do it better.
Oh
Do it.
my.
Oh my. Okay, guess what, everyone? We actually have some breaking news for you. But
Ooh.
I'm going to allow the honors to the great and wonderful and majestic Ruhif.
Hey, thank you, Steve. Can you do the honor of bringing up ECF 44.1, please, on the screen?
I can do this for you. It is on the screen.
It is. Okay. Right. Can you scroll to Kyle's discover statement where he files 3 days worth of transactions from July 2019? Is that on the screen?
I have 7-Eleven Zelle payment to Benjamin Potts and transfer online savings.
There we go.
$300. And we have
Zelle payment to Benjamin Potts for $300. And what date is that, Steve?
Well, quick, we have a super chat here. We're going to prolong this. We're going to make this excruciatingly painful for everybody because, reasons. Christopher Hogan for $5 Australian. My biggest worry is UNIRock follows will fail strike every video that comes out when you get the channel back. That's just fine. That'll actually delete their channels. YouTube will be aware of this. That's called false striking. That's perfectly fine. We don't care about that. I have $5. LOL. He is so dumb. Okay, so okay, and by the way, we haven't even told Bullinator about this yet. We have a little bit, but you guys are going to be like going along with this for the first time. We only found out about this 15 minutes ago. All right, so the payment, it shows here to Zelle to Benjamin Potts for $300 on July 29th, 2019.
Yeah, if you scroll down another page, you'll see another payment for $300 on July 30th, I think it is.
That is correct, sir. July 30th, 2019.
Zelle payment to Benjamin Potts. Now, so these transactions are supposedly from Kyle's Discover account, and made payments via Zelle from his Discover account. So as you know, we straight after the hearing a month ago, we sent off 3 subpoenas, one to Discover, one to Amazon, and one to Zelle. We received a subpoena response this morning from Zelle. How do we go from here? Should I get you to bring up the press release from Discover?
Yeah, let me do the press release first. So this is
okay. So remember these transactions supposedly from Kyle to Ben are July 30th and July 29th, 2019. Steve, can you show the press release from Discover, please?
I am showing the press release.
There you go. Can you tell everyone what date is on the press release and what the press release is about?
What it was it October? I have to scroll down here. Man, I don't remember the exact date. It was October, right? 28th.
October 28th.
There it is. So October 28th.
2019.
So Zelle didn't even have anything with Discover until October 28th, 2019, which, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but October is after June and July of 2019. And by the way, Zelle told us this.
So he's basically saying he did something that was physically impossible to do at the time.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, by the way, they told us this. They pointed this out to us that wait a minute, we didn't even have that ability in June and July. Now it gets even better. So, Ruhif, what do those dates correspond to? Or
I think it was it late January or early February or something?
January, what were they? Now I have to look.
Hang on. January 31 and February 5th, which just so happens to coincide with the time that Kyle came up with his fucking harebrained idea of saying that he was paying rent to Ben. So, how about late January? I actually start paying Ben some money. How about that?
Now, I do want to make it very clear before anybody asks, we have not, Riff and myself have not seen what we got back from Discover yet. The lawyer can't yet give it to us. He just told us about it. However, he's giving them an opportunity to file anything with the court. So if there's an objection from Scotty by tomorrow, then she's objecting for us to make this public.
Your Honor. I object,
which will look really bad
for
her. Right. So if there's no objection from her within a day or so, then we probably will be able to actually show you what we got back from Discover when we get it from the lawyer. But we have not actually been shown it from the lawyer. I want to make that very clear. So if anybody says, "Where's your evidence?" Suck it. It's coming. But
we should get it tomorrow.
But you know what? Here's the thing: the press release alone that they pointed out to us is clear evidence that Zelle didn't even have anything with Discover until months after what Kyle had submitted to the court. So that in itself is clear and cut evidence. But yes, the two actual Zelle payments that, by the way, you had discovered was misaligned.
Yes.
So we had figured that they had been altered. They were actually dated on February and January of 2020. Well after
Yeah,
the
so
well
around
after
the
the
same
fact.
time, he's come up with his fucking scheme to defraud the court.
So
yeah,
what do you think about that, Bull?
I can't stop laughing. It's just so. Every time I think about it, like, oh, you tried to tell, like, if you're gonna commit fraud, at least do your research before you commit fraud, dude. Could you have even done what you're saying you're gonna do at that point in time? Like, seriously,
is this something that is physically even possible?
yeah.
Right.
Kyle is not collecting $200. He's going.
No, go directly to jail. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, that in itself, just the evidence alone that that wasn't even there until. Oops, let me get rid of that. Until the ability wasn't even there until 2020 is pretty damning, at least. But the due dates that they correspond to were, they were in February and January. So there you go.
Yeah. That's it. You can end the stream now.
Yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, that will. I've already asked Scott. That's clearly enough.
Go directly to jail.
To go to the DA. That is something that shows actual, criminal intent. That is something that, of course, will be effective for, the service thing, which was not an issue to begin with. We already knew that we had service. That's not a problem. But this is obviously a clear third party confirmation that what he submitted to the court was indeed altered. Now, we also know that well, I will tell you this. We also know that the Discover and the Amazon have been altered. However, we haven't got confirmation from the third party yet, but we are well aware that they have been altered.
Correct.
But there are some loopholes that we have. Well, not loopholes. I'm sorry. What's it called? Hoops we have to go through. Yeah. And so that might take a little bit longer. But we'll probably get the Discover back next. Now, it's kind of funny because the other day I was talking to Ruth and I said, look, all we got to do is get one of these three back, and it shows that he forged stuff, that he altered evidence. And I said, I hope we get the Discover and then Amazon and Zelle. And you pointed out, remember what you pointed out?
No, I forget.
My order. You changed. You questioned.
The order.
Yeah.
The order of them.
Yeah, the order.
Yeah, I mean, it would be hilarious to get Amazon back first because it's such a trivial piece of evidence. Like, you can get such a meaningless piece of evidence. You can send an Amazon parcel to wherever you like. So it was just silly of him to forge that. It had no bearing on anything. Whereas, forging your bank statements and stuff like that, it's on the face of it, it's really strong evidence. But the Amazon is just completely trivial.
Yeah, it wouldn't have actually showed he lived there. It was just been anecdotal evidence. But like I said, we can't give you the details exactly of how we know this. And of course, people want to say, well, you guys are just spinning yarn. That's fine. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I mean, it really makes no difference. We do have confirmation of sorts that account for Amazon was not created until December 24th. Scotty Forbes Lee is well aware of this. She knows that we have that evidence as well. I don't think she's going to file into the court to object to any of this. It's just what would be the point, right? I mean, this whole thing is about credibility, and she files a counter or objection to the court trying to quash any of this. That's not going to look good. But this in and of itself is the nail in the coffin. I mean, without any question. He literally changed the Zelle thing. You had pointed out there were some anomalies on it. Just because we can't show it yet, you can go read that this was it didn't exist. The ability didn't even exist. And then, by the way, like I said, Zelle had told us this. What they wrote us, what our lawyer told us, is that they came back with what was a substantial response.
Yeah, as in they actually gave us some substance rather than nothing.
Yeah.
So the press statement from Discover saying we've just released Zelle in October, late October rather than July. I challenge anyone to call us out on that.
Yeah, that in itself tells you all you need to know.
UNIRock will try.
Well, he's
They created
irrelevant.
the press release to get back to support Steve. They're fraudsters.
I mean, look. I'll go on record. I know he's an idiot. Don't get me wrong, but I'm convinced he knows Kyle is a fraud, and I'm convinced he knows Kyle did forge these things, and he's just looking for a way out. He's just looking for overwhelming confirmation that it just be like something like this. He would have to have time travel. Plus, in the next day or two, unless his lawyer objects, we can actually show you what we got back from Discover.
Yeah, I'd love to see someone do like a Bayes theorem analysis of now that we've got confirmation that the Zell is forged. How does that update your prior probabilities about the Discover stuff? I want to see someone do that.
Oh yeah, they didn't understand whether it be willful ignorance or not. They didn't understand anything that we put out about the touch-ups. But anybody knew anything about coding. By the way, I've been installing Python stuff on a virtual machine and I'm on Windows, so I'm running it through Linux and Windows. I'm trying to do some of this stuff as well. I'm trying to learn Python. But yeah, I have found out, except for the pathing, anybody can go do this. It's just to figure out how to set it up on your system is not easy. But the actual coding is a cakewalk. Anybody can go download right now the PDF from the ECF20, download it, run it through a Python IDE, whatever you use. I'm using PyCharm, but I've also got a Grainy. But if you set it up properly and you run it through there, you can basically get all the code out of it that shows all the edits that are done after that PDF had been created. It wasn't from the bank. Yeah, the whole narrative that they're running that it was from the bank, that's just stupid.
Oh, ridiculous. Super chat from Aaron G. Wonder if Kyle will show up with Jason tonight.
Our lawyer asked the same thing. He actually asked if Kyle went live last night or the night before, and we're like, no, and I don't expect him to. I think Scotty probably has told him not to, but then again, nothing surprises us with them.
If Kyle says anything, Scotty's going to dump him for sure.
I would imagine.
If I was Scotty Forbes Lee, I would have told him as soon as his deposition was over, if you don't shut the fuck up, you can find a new lawyer.
Yeah, and I want to point this out very clearly.
I would have told them.
Everything that UNIRock has said about Scotty Lee has been a lie. He's the one that's dragging her name around very, very all over the place. He's the one that's saying that she's done this and that, which she has not. She has not logged on his computer. She has not verified anything. She has never said she's verified anything. And when I asked that, what's the evidence that UNIRock has for this, there's bumpkiss. He has no evidence of any of that because it never happened.
I'm convinced he's both stupid and a liar.
Yes.
Like when he said in basically the same sentence, he goes, these people aren't critical thinkers, but Scotty Forbes Lee has like stated on the record or something that, these aren't forwards, like she's logged on his computer or whatever. And I'm like, where did she state this?
Yeah, nowhere. Yeah, nowhere. By the way, Sean reminded me of this, and Sean, you're not the only one that reminded me of this. Somebody actually reminded me of this as well through email the other day. That now that we've got the evidence from Zell, we've been kind of giving Scotty the benefit of the doubt that Kyle has not been completely honest with her. But now that once she gets physical evidence of this, which she has now, is she has a couple days to decide whether she wants to object. Like they could have objected to the Discover by the October 9th, and they did not. They could have objected to a few things by filing a motion to quash. They did not. So I don't think she's going to file anything. If she files something, all of it goes on record in the court system, and I don't think she wants that either.
And the judge gets to see it.
The judge gets to see it, right? Because he has to be able to rule on it, right? One of the reasons why, like our video that Ruhif did, we waited until Monday as a courtesy to her to say, if you want to file something to prevent us from showing this, please do so. She did not, and so. As he points out, though, as per the barcode, he says it's 3.3. I don't remember the exact one. It could be North Carolina barcode. That if evidence has been forged, she might have to withdraw, because she actually had him verify or say under oath that he did submit this stuff, but she can't knowingly going forward, allow anything like that. So it would be on her. Yeah. So
that was actually, she's kind of protecting herself there as well. Like she's saying, you go on record again and perjure yourself again.
Exactly what she did.
Yeah.
That's exactly why she did that. Yes, she's CYA right now, and I don't blame her at all. Yeah, that's exactly what she's doing. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. I have zero doubt that she knows Kyle forged things. She's not complicit in it.
No,
but she's still his lawyer.
Right, and that's where UNIRock messed up. He's like, oh, well, they're arguing she's complicit. No, she's his lawyer. She's doing her job. None of us have faulted her. The only people that are dragging her name through the mud is UNIRock. Now,
well, yeah, I tweeted yesterday. UNIRock says with some level of certainty that Scotty Forbes Lee has come out and said that these things aren't forged. Right? What happens now that we have proof that he did forge? Is he now accusing her of lying?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently. Yeah. I mean, that's yeah. Well, first of all, I mean, he'll probably say he's going to say, look, we yeah. I mean, he's probably going to say we haven't shown the evidence for that, and he's right. He's right. We haven't because we're not allowed to yet. We haven't received it yet. I'm only telling you what the lawyer has told us. And by the way, I have showed what the lawyer has told people multiple times. Everybody in my chat has gotten confirmation when I've said something after the fact. Almost everybody who's come to me, and so we're not just bloviating on this. That would obviously that'd be silly, but that thing that Zell sent us alone, that it was from October of 2019, that they'd even have that ability is damning enough. You can't get around that. Josiah, Mr. Pheasant himself, $2 says can't physically drink or clink mugs right now, so have this instead. Thank you, my friend, and thank you for all the support you've had. Aya, another huge supporter, $5. Happy birthday, Mr. Sirius. Ah, Mr. Sirius had a birthday. Basically, we're glad you didn't die this year.
Yay.
Ranty
flat Earth didn't die either. Ranty had an operation yesterday and he came through all right. So
I don't want Ranty to die.
Everyone.
I don't want
Ranty's all right.
I did confuse Nathan Thompson and Nathan Oakley the other day. It's like one's a child predator, one's a child abuser. I'm sorry, I got it confused. Okay, my bad. It does happen. But yeah, I think she might have an obligation to resign at some point if he asks her to do anything, or she has willful knowledge. Because she's not a defense attorney, she's a business attorney, and no, she's not even a defamation. He was saying something about filing defamation. She's not a defamation lawyer. She's a complex business legal lawyer. That's what she does. That's not her field. And by the way, truth is always 100% a positive defense. And so there's nothing.
We're not harassing Kyle. We're not harassing Kyle. We're not defaming him because it's true. Good luck filing something. It's not going to go anywhere.
That'd be right after the copyright thing. They'll go nowhere. Good luck with that. But anyways, I wanted you guys to know that we are ecstatic. We wanted one of the three to come back. That's all it takes. 3 of the subpoenas to show that he had submitted at least one thing that was altered. Granted, we know it's more. There's no doubt of our minds about that. Roof's willing to put a hell of a lot of money on it.
I will put literally every liquid dollar that I have. So
nobody even took me for $10,000, and I said I could get the money, but they're like, oh well. By the way, Roof, did I ever ask you to cover my bets?
No.
Yeah, no. That's I can get my hands on something if I need to for that guy. That's 100% surety. Right, but it doesn't matter where I get that money from. But I never asked that. I didn't even remotely ask him for that. He wanted to bet his own money. He wanted to double his money.
I'm there for at least 10 mil.
Schrodinger's cat says he missed his super chat.
Oh, did I? Let me go back. Schrodinger's cat, $2. I'm sorry, Schrodinger's cat. Can't wait to get NonSec back. Thank you, Schrodinger's cat. We agree. And by the way, people have been saying, well, if he doesn't do the channel, well, we've already have a contingency for that as well. Actually, it would straight up, I'm not even gonna lie, it would benefit us because the channel would go back to us when it gets reinstated, and it would be criminal spoilage. So, at least I'm thinking. I'll be honest. I'm thinking it'd be criminal spoilage. I have been told it'll go back to us. The judge was supposed to turn the channel to us. We thought during the contempt hearing that's what the judge was going to do. But we haven't had the contempt hearing. And I also didn't want the judge to do that. I wanted Kyle to do that because if Kyle doesn't do that, he'll have to do it from jail, right? So I don't really want the judge to do that. I'd rather have Kyle not do anything. Then he's held in contempt. But if he doesn't do the channel and the judge has to restore it, then we can't get him on contempt for that. But there's a whole bunch of other things we can get him on contempt for, though. Go to Unicorn. Should I feel sorry for Jason? Nah. Josiah, $2 more. You first have to have a character for it to be defamed. That is true. Yep. But anyways, what do you guys think, man? I mean, we're still processing this. This is like, again, we had 3 subpoenas out, and contrary to what Jason thought, we didn't create those. We didn't modify those. I didn't create him and leave her office like his weird, bizarre narratives that he does. These were 3 legit subpoenas that many of you have actually seen. We only had to get one of them back, and we got the second most important one back. So that one will work. But yes, just to clarify, the 2 dates that correspond to those numbers that Kyle said were from July 28th and 30th, 2019, were in fact not. They were from January and February of 2020.
Well, that and a press release from Zell and Discover saying, hey, we didn't have a partnership until October.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to spin that. All right.
Oh, there's no spin. Like, it's, we've been saying for like a month now, right, that it's over. So this, the subpoena is not a surprise to us at all.
No, we haven't said this is long since over. We're just going through the motions at this point because he's just dragging it out, which is fine. Because the longer he drags it out, the more it's going to harm him. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
That's why none of us really are that concerned about it. We already know how this ends.
Yeah, is he going to get to a contempt hearing without having turned shit over? It's possible. That would be very Kyle. If he gets to a contempt hearing, the judge will jail him.
Yes. And he's not going to turn anything over. He was supposed to turn more stuff over the day after the depositions. My lawyer was not going to hold his breath. He said he was going to turn things over to his attorney. That never happened. He has not turned over anything.
Steve, isn't that you're holding your breath? That implies that that he has something to turn over. He doesn't.
Well, he could
turn over the actual originals, which would incriminate him.
He may as well now, right? He may as well.
Dude, again, I'm a straight mofo shooter. I'm telling you right here and right now, the best thing that Kyle could do to go to his lawyer, tell her everything, and throw himself on the mercy of the freaking court, take the hit on the service, because the service is done. He there's no hope for him on that.
He should hit up his parents for like, I don't know, $100,000
and say, look, be done with it and have us drop it. Yeah,
like drop the case. That's his best move.
If we drop the case, they may not pursue criminal charges.
Yeah.
Well, that's up to the judge, but yeah, I mean, but here, I got to tell you, I don't know if I even take it. I got to tell you.
Right, because you don't have to take it. You could say, no, I want to see you go burn for trying to fuck over the court and me and the family.
Yeah, we don't have to dismiss the case. I mean, he can negotiate with us, but
Yeah, well, we have no control over this judge is sending stuff to the DA.
Oh, yeah, the judge. Oh, yeah. It's probably past the point of us having any control over whether the judge makes a criminal referral. No,
it's not even probable. I can tell you right now, I'm convinced it is. There's no possible way. The judge wants to see somebody turn over the DA. That's what there's 2 reasons for this depositions, which, by the way, were very long, arduous, and costly for no reason. There's 2 reasons for that. He wanted it. One, just limit any kind of ability to have a appeal, right? And 2, somebody had lied to the court. And guess who it was? When this is a credibility issue and you got something that is indisputable, incontrovertible, this is like this. You can't even get any more foolproof than this because they didn't have the service at the time that he submitted it. I think that is Benjamin, but let me make sure. And by the way, if it is Benjamin, message me on Facebook and I'll make sure that's you. But I did talk to Benjamin the other day. People were like, how's Ben doing? I'm like, I check up on him, man. I want to make sure he's okay.
Nobody believed me, so that must mean still mean I'm going to jail.
you're going to jail. I'm going to jail. I've been subpoenaed.
Physical jail.
I mean, all that stuff that.
What am I? Am I being sued for defamation or harassment? What am I doing? I'm going to jail for sending that email. Sorry. Yeah,
you're going to jail. Chesh has been served. All my information has been on Twitter has been subpoenaed. None of which is true. I mean, there's nothing that he got right. Just absolutely nothing.
I need the go-to channel.
I do believe that is him, but I do want to make sure. Can you just message me in the Facebook group that we have?
You can thank YouTube for the go-to channel being gone.
Yeah, what the fuck was that about? Why would they take that away?
The what channel? Oh, the go-to thing. I don't get that. Now, there was a program that allowed you kind of to do it, but it didn't ever work right, and so I get it.
Mine works okay. Not working right now, but wonder whether that's because I got pop-out chat or something.
Well, I've got my messenger open with Ben right now, but
cool. Right.
But he's not said anything yet. So Ben, can you message me on our super secret group? Which, by the way, I'm telling you right now, every single message that Benjamin had between himself and me, himself and Kyle and Ruhif were ordered to be subpoenaed. We gave them. I even offered to turn over everything I ever had to my lawyer. He didn't want it. They didn't need it. But Ben did turn over all communications that he had with me and Ruhif, all of them, everything from every source. I even made sure the lawyer said, "Hey," I was like, "Hey, do you make sure that you got this?" He's like, "Yeah, we got this." I'm like, so this narrative that we were, going to pay him off, or that we coached him or told him to say anything, absolutely BS. So, but like I said, I don't know if that's Benjamin because he hasn't messaged me on Facebook yet. So I'm a little bit.
Why would we need to coach him when the truth is so much more fun?
That's what I told him.
We should show my email, or I could read out my email.
I don't care.
Hey, Tash.
I literally had told Ben, "You tell the truth, and you do you, and what's best for you." I always made sure that I felt bad for him. I literally had the first things I said to him was like, I hate the fact that you have to get involved in this. And he's like, "Well, I interjected myself, and I want to do what's right." And so I was really appreciative of that. But we didn't seek him out. That whole BS that Jason was saying, "Oh, well, they've known about bots since February." No, we didn't. I've never spoken to him.
I'm going to read out my single communication with Benjamin Potts. Obviously we've been on a live stream with him and stuff like that, but this is the sole written communication that was turned over to Kyle. Subject, representation. Hi, Ben. Just emailing to let you know I'm happy to cover any legal costs you might incur from your deposition if you engage counsel. Obviously, my preference is for you to engage Scott since he is already up to speed on the case, but if you want to engage someone local, that's okay too. All you have to do is keep telling the truth. Too easy. Thanks.
Yeah, and by the way, that's it. And I will tell you that is actually Ben in the live chat. He did respond to me. Yes. So Ben, have we ever said anything to you that to tell you to not do anything but tell the truth and thank you for it?
He says in the chat, it's hard to stand up to Kyle. But hold on, let me find it again because it's hard standing up to Kyle. Believe me, he's insane. I think we know. I think we've noticed.
Yeah. What's the word for that? No shit. Right. I did send you a link if you want to come in if you want to. It's up to you, Ben. But this whole BS. And by the way, news to Ben. UNIRock was saying that Ben had the case sealed. He was like, "What? I don't know what the hell he's talking about." Now, there was some redactions, but there's nothing sealed. And also, he was saying Ben was out, that he wasn't going to be deposed. That was a lie. Ben was deposed on Monday at 7 a.m. Pacific, 11 Eastern. And I think it was a lot less time than Kyle had. What?
Yeah. People have been saying today that Kyle's not even in contact. UNIRock is not even in contact with Kyle. That's looking more and more likely.
It does seem odd because he didn't know the deposition dates.
Unless only until after you tweeted them, right?
Yes. But Ben, check your messages. I did send you the link if you want to come in, but again, totally up to you. But that was a complete lie about having it sealed. I don't even know where he came up with that because anybody knows about the law. If you have something sealed, it has to go through the court. It has to go through the court. And
application must be made to the court.
And the last
there would hardly be a reason to seal anything in this case anyway.
Well, okay, yes and no. Okay, so the ECF 44 is last thing filed, the E4 44 and 41. Now, I could tell you I did not see a single message of Kyle's and Ben except for the two that was already made public, right? The one with the threat.
Right, but sealing is a different thing than what you're talking about.
Right, but I do know this. The lawyers had got together and they had said, because a lot of their dialogue was probably clearly personal, that they were going to redact it eyes only for the attorneys and not for the judge or anybody else. Nobody else saw their communications. I didn't see them. I never wanted to see them, nor do I care about them. They said out of the 1,400 pages that Ben turned over, there was about 9 of any relevancy anyways. So... yeah, that was really telling when Jason's like, "Well, it's be sealed." No, it's not sealed. It's redacted. And I'm thinking to myself, is it one of those cases where Jason doesn't understand words?
He doesn't know the difference. I guarantee you, he does not know the difference between sealed and redacted.
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, and I think that's even more damning. That shows just how dumb he is.
He doesn't know until he recently just had to look it up after we just said that.
Possible. I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking, though. I think he heard that they were redacted, and that in his mind turned to seal. I don't even know if that was one of his more malicious lies. I think that was just ignorance.
Well, he got cause and effect backwards when it comes to how PDFs work. So
This is
yeah,
true.
it's quite possible that he fucked up, sealed and redacted.
Benjamin says, "Nope, you all supported me and never threatened or harassed me. Not like the one who must not be named."
Yeah, we paid him to say that though.
Yeah.
I paid him $55,000 to say that.
No, it started with 40, so you upped it from there.
40.
Be careful
sorry.
with sarcasm now. That's
Yeah,
what got us into
hashtag
trouble in the first
sarcasm.
place.
Yeah. That's going to be a soundbite.
Can I have a
Probably.
I only asked for my personal stuff to be kept private, along with Kyle's threats and accusations against me. Unfortunately, one of those threats had already been entered to the court, so that couldn't be made public. That actually had been one of 2 emails that Kyle actually showed himself to the court, to the deposition. Kyle only brought like 33 things with him, none of which showed what he said. He didn't bring anything prior to 2020. Shocker, right? I mean, we knew this. So, but
Yeah, he legitimately changed his address with the bank in. Oh, sorry, is that you, Josh? Yeah.
He didn't bring anything from before he got served.
correct. Yeah, or immediately after for that year. But Ben, do you want to drop in? Because like I said, he just saw that I sent him the link. So
Yeah,
So
Ben can take my spot if he comes in.
yeah, so just so people can hear from his own voice that he didn't have that Jason did in fact lie. I mean, he didn't ask for anything to be sealed.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
We don't need anybody to tell us that UNIRock lies. Like,
You're not shocked by this?
I'm look at my shocked Pikachu face.
That was Scott's line as well this morning. Color me shocked.
I know,
whatever it
but
was.
that's my line. He stole that from me. Well, he didn't. He stole it from me because he never heard me say it. But I always say, "Color me shocked." But yeah, he was not at all surprised. I mean, our lawyer has been saying for several weeks now that you know it's just a done deal. Kyle's just basically making it worse for himself, and we agree. Oh, he's an online class. Okay, never mind. But no, don't be sorry. It's cool, man.
I cannot see any way he avoids prison now.
No. Well, I mean, he's going to
either-
get jailed for contempt because he's not going to be able to turn everything over in time.
Oh, he'll refuse.
He'll refuse. He'll refuse to turn things over. The contempt hearing has to have 5 days notification. He'll go to the contempt hearing, try to run some BS to the judge. He'll be arrested that day. The judge told him that you're not going home that night, basically.
Yep.
And then the judge is going to file things to the DA. Now, we also we're thinking about doing some kind of maybe a conference, what's called a status call or something to the judge. We want the judge to wait on the contempt hearing somewhat if we think we're going to get the discovery back. I want the discovery back before the contempt hearing, if possible. But if not, the lawyer's going to have to decide what to do with that. But can you imagine if we had the Discover and the Zelle and even the Amazon?
Yeah, fucking Amazon is hilarious.
Oh, yeah. We look.
Amazon is too.
We're not going to give you the details in the Amazon because it will blow your mind, the hoops that they're making us go through. It's bizarre, but we are doing the hoops. But yeah, they are really sticklers. Holy crap! Discover's already said they're going to turn it over. They just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, it's.
That's going to be damning as hell.
Quality control, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in quality control.
Discovery is any minute now. So.
Yeah, but we are. Yeah. Let me go on a limb here. What do you think those Discover things are going to say?
Let's do a poll in the chat. Stick 1 in the chat if you think the Discover subpoena will show that Kyle forged documents, and that's your only option.
That's your only option. Yeah, 1 or nothing. 1 or forever hold your peace because you're probably going to be just look like an idiot.
There really isn't any reason to think about it at this point. It was kind of already shown that he forged documents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, somebody forged documents. It doesn't prove it was Kyle. Well, who the fuck else would forge it that way?
Well, and that was funny because I even said, okay, let's run.
UNIRock's saying.
Yeah.
Like
He's like,
Unless he's got an accomplice, because that's a different problem.
well, they've said, look,
It's his responsibility. Yeah.
most
He's still
people,
responsible for that.
yeah, well, most people have said. I mean, anybody who knows computers, anybody who knows computers would say, yeah, this is clear that it has been edited. Okay, fine, we accept that fact. However, you haven't proven that it's Kyle. Okay, let's run with that. Let's suppose Kyle had somebody do it for him. Who submitted it to the court? Who has knowledge that it is altered? He has absolute knowledge it's been altered.
Why would you give it to anyone?
So even
All
if
you gotta
somebody
do
else
is
did,
download them.
but here's the thing:
It's
even if
his
somebody
base.
else, yeah, but here's the thing: even if somebody else altered it for him, he committed fraud, or what's called submission of altered evidence.
Oh, Ben, sorry, Ben just wrote in the chat. She had a wide-eyed look of horror hearing my side of the story and seeing Kyle's unredacted emails from me. We've got to get Ben in to tell his
he had said that before. Actually, Scotty said that Scott had said that Kyle looked like he was sweating and dodging and nervous, and that Scotty didn't look like she had known about the threat, because they did talk about that. And it was obviously redacted, I think, before it got submitted to her, because according to what my lawyer said and Ben, they both match on this. Scotty Lee Forbes didn't seem to know about that threat prior.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh.
What a way to find out,
right?
Yeah. Holy shit. So that kind of confirms that he has been just lying to her, right?
I think so.
Stupid.
I think
he's
so.
lawyer.
Yeah.
She's the one.
She's had to find out.
The one person who could actually help you in this mess. You're lying to her.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
There's a word for this. Chester, I think we've talked about it a few times. What's that N word? Not that other N word, but
Nagger.
Narcissist.
That was a South Park reference. Sorry.
Yeah. I watched South Park, but yes, he is a confirmed narcissist. There's no question in my mind about it. This is what they'll do. They'll lie. Even no matter what, when confronted with evidence, narcissists lie, and it's very hard to nail them down. And they'll find every excuse and any dodge, because to them, as long as they're thinking they have empowerment over somebody else, they will lie even if they're confronted with overwhelming evidence. And by the way, we've all dated somebody like that. Let's be realistic, okay? So. She clearly didn't know anything about how horrible Kyle is, he said. Yeah, shocker.
Yeah.
She's finding out.
Oh, she had to find out from Ben. Like,
yeah,
imagine that.
Yeah. Well, also during the whole deposition thing with Kyle, I don't know if she was willing to log in or not, but Kyle would not. Scott had told us he was planning to do that. Scott said, I'm bringing my laptop with me. I'm going to slide my laptop across the desk and have Kyle log onto his bank account right in front of us and see what he says. He declined. And then he said, well, he asked, why didn't you give us them before? And he's like, I've been too busy. But you gave us the ones from February 2020 and on, but you're too busy to give us the ones we actually want. That makes a lot of nonsense. And he also said, and there's confidentiality issues. And my lawyer said, okay, well, have your lawyer log on. He said no.
Yeah.
So, oh, we got a special guest. Special guest.
Do we?
Yes.
Hey!
Maybe the super chat, then it's all yours. Crazy Christy for ransom. Hi, Christy. By the way, welcome from. She's usually hanging out in other people's chats, so we appreciate her coming over here. Steve for the win! Yay! But we already knew this was going to be the outcome. Yeah, this is our 6th victory stream or something, and every time there's a reason for it, because we've been right every time. Mothra, $2. Imagine wasting $60K because your ego got hurt. Yeah, well, it's funny. People actually paid for his defense fund. But anyways, Benjamin, the man of the hour. How bad was your depo, man? Because they said you did exceptionally well. Oh, he's having mic issues. I think he's having issues.
We'll
figure it out.
He's having staying issues.
But anyways, man, I'm still processing this. This is like literally all we needed. We needed one thing to show that he was lying. That's it. Yeah. And watch the monkey dance. Watch UNIRock dance on this. He's going to.
I'm going to in scopes today, and if he goes, is Kyle going to show up to YouTube tonight? Like,
Ben, you have to unmute, by the way.
Hey, sorry.
Hey, there's his voice. We all know that buttery voice.
Oh, how's everybody been?
Dude, we are doing so well.
Happy.
I don't think this could have been any better.
My class got interrupted because the professor doesn't have his computer charger, so he's looking for his other computer, but otherwise I might have to hop off.
Oh, that's fine.
But here I am.
But okay, so let me get this out of the way. So you did your deposition. Thank you very much for that.
You as well.
And so just so everybody knows, the two things that Jason was saying about you. One, Jason said you were out.
Yeah. I want to go back on the milk carton. I want to be missing.
Yeah, that particular tweet did not age well. He also said that you asked for things to be sealed, because I don't think he understands the difference between sealed and redacted. I mean, no offense, we really don't care what you and Kyle said to each other in private.
Yeah, we don't want to say the kissy.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, honestly, I don't understand. My limited knowledge, I don't know what's really meant by the word sealed. The only perspective I can offer is that I did tell Scott whenever I was preparing for the deposition and he was asking for things, and especially after Kyle had subpoenaed all this communication between me and you and me and Glenn and stuff like that, I did ask Scott, I said, what is the risk of my personal information being out there for the public to see? And like, it really stems from the fact that I'm already pissed off that my address is public knowledge.
And here's the answer to that. Okay, first of all, sealing is you have to go through the court. The court seals the records, okay? That was not done. What was decided, Scott, because I know you had asked this, Scott and Scotty got together as the attorneys. They decided they're going to redact anything that's not related directly to the issue of where he lived, and that's the only thing that's going to go to the judge. Those are the only two people that have eyes on. I mean, that's it. We didn't see anything. They did not send us anything. Kyle did not.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, like, opposed to like Kyle, who for some reason can supply his bank records to UNIRock's crew, but doesn't have time to submit them in his actual deposition. I was submitting bank records to prove my, case, and I was like, I mean, there's professional hackers out there. I don't want people to be able to have access to that information.
Totally get that.
What Scott had told me is that Scotty Lee and him had made a mutual agreement that they would meet after the depositions and mutually agree on what was necessary to submit to the court, and that they would mutually agree on redacting all information that was personal or anything that wasn't relevant to the case. Then after that, they would submit whatever they agreed upon to the court.
And that got that in the UNIRock's mind, whether willfully by just the fact he's a complete inept idiot and doesn't understand the difference, or he might have been willfully changed things. I don't know, but in his mind's eye, he was trying to say that was you asking for it sealed. Now, of course, Kyle could have lied to him too. Who knows? But the facts remain, though, has nothing to do with being sealed.
UNIRock's so used to being up other people's ass, he doesn't understand the concept of people not wanting other people up their ass.
Right?
Like,
oh, he's been up my ass for the last 5 years to the point where I'm surprised he hasn't taken me out to dinner.
Oh, he's not up anybody's.
At least wine and dine me first.
What I say?
Let me do super chat real quick. Dottie Morgan, $10. Yes, dance monkey dance. Yeah, we want to see Uni dance because he's going to, dude. Watch, I'm telling you, he'll figure out something until he tries to throw him under the bus. Go ahead, Ben.
I don't know.
UNIRock, I'm going to be listening to your scopes today.
Yeah, I might too, actually. Yeah, go ahead, dance for us, monkey. I know that Reds had said he will debate you on Conspiracy Cat's channel. So, and I might even throw it out there. Hey, Chess, do you think I should? He's never gonna. I'll have a talk with UNIRock at this point because it's a done deal. So, but he won't. Because
debate him then. Like, what would the conversation be?
Yeah,
there's not a whole lot of point, really.
That's what I'm saying. So when anybody thinks like, well, you're avoiding UNIRock. No, we just want nothing to do with him for last year. The only reason he started getting
nothing to do with him. There's nothing to talk about.
Yeah,
what is there to talk about?
Yeah, I'm not sure even why Reg wants to at this point. I get you. Yeah, there's just no reason to.
Well, Reg has a different reason, and that's related to Astronomy Live. Then that's
I'd love to see that.
And so, I get that, but I have absolutely no understanding about what the point would be in regard to you.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm aboard with that. I was just saying that I just want people to know that I was never scared of UNIRock. It was just we wanted to ignore him for last year, but he just...
Well, he was making ridiculous excuses the other day.
About you, yes. And then and Astronomy Live, I guess he kicked him out of his Periscope or something like that, or channel. I don't remember what it was. One or the other.
And it's like, I'll only debate you if you go and challenge Reds on something, or challenge Reds he's a doxer. You have to admit that Reds is a doxer or some shit before I'll debate you.
Like, he's just he comes up with all these excuses as a coward.
Absolute coward. He won't give me a link to his Discord, though, will he?
No, he doesn't want you in there. He doesn't want Astronomy Live around either, because Astronomy Live pushes shit in pretty hard.
Yeah, I'll happily venture into enemy territory.
Yeah, you enjoy that stuff. I don't. I don't like dealing with any of those people because I just think they're absolutely morally reprehensible, and I don't want to even, have conversations with them. That's not my jam. You thrive on that shit, but you actually, you give them a run for their money. They don't even know how to handle you.
What would I talk to Uni about now, though? Like,
Nothing.
They can't handle any of us. Oh, they continuously bitch and moan and complain about people being blocked or people being this or that. But they've got all of us blocked and have for time.
Hey, Steve.
Yes.
Hey, Steve. Can you send me that press release?
Yeah.
I'll stick it in there.
Just for grins.
Do I have a wrench? I think I do, don't I?
Put your name in the chat real quick, and I'll give you a wrench real quick.
I'm a child.
Oh yeah, you do.
So,
Okay, so real quick, go to Unicorn $2. Jason was a joke and is a joke and remained a joke. Yeah, he thinks he's relevant because people are talking about him. It's like he doesn't understand people are talking about him because people are pointing out the fact he's been wrong for a year and a half and supporting a person who committed fraud, a person who stole $60,000, a person who's been lying to the entire community without question. Now we have the overwhelming, evidence. We have actual confirmation. Then, and by the way, I'll tell you, dude. I'll tell you. This is what Jason's going to say to you, right? Or say to us. Hey, Ruviv, how do you know that Kyle didn't invent a time machine? Maybe he has a TARDIS. You don't know this.
Speaking of time machines, I have posted that link in the chat. So it's a press release from Discover saying that they have, teamed up with Zelle. So you can now make Zelle payments from your Discover account. The press release is dated October 28th, 2019. In Kyle's affidavit, he shows some transactions from his Discover account, supposedly from July of 2019, showing Zelle payments.
Justin makes a good point, but let me fix on that. But Justin says, to clarify, the Zelle Discover partnership started in October, but could Kyle have just used Zelle directly prior to that, not through Discover? Yes, but you got to remember, he put it on the Discover edits. He put that $300 on there.
Yeah, how would you make it?
That far ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, even though the partnership had not started until October, he did link those things together. I mean, I don't know how Zelle works. I thought Zelle was from bank to bank.
It's been we have a similar thing here. So what's it called? I forget what it's called anyway. But you can't. I can't see what I don't understand what Justin Franks is saying there. Like making a Zelle payment without Discover, it would not show up on your Discover statement as a Zelle payment.
Yeah,
unless they're linked. Yeah, that's my understanding.
And I don't think so I don't think he recognizes that it was on the Discover too. That's what he edited in. He edited a payment to Ben of $300.
Oh no, he's edited the dates. So he did actually make payments to Ben in late January and February.
Yes, which we knew, by the way. Ben actually.
Which is what Ben said.
Yeah, Ben had said this. Yeah, Ben, do you want to talk about that real quick if you're still there?
Actually, before Ben does that, I've got to go.
All right.
So
thank you, bud. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up soon. I want this to be very short, less than an hour, so people can easily digest this.
Cool.
Sorry, I missed most of it.
Oh, I was just going to say that we already knew that you had told me. As a matter of fact, one of the very first things you ever told me. I saw that you had messaged me. I contacted you, and the first thing I said to you is, "This really, Kyle's ex-boyfriend?" And you're like, "Yes, it is." And I was like, "Okay, how do I know this?" Even though I saw that you had a mutual friend, Min. But you're like, Kyle's a narcissist. I'm like, oh, it's you. Right. That was right.
But long to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, I at that point I had like, yeah, that has to be you. But you had actually told me that he did eventually change Discover to go to your house after the year, and I knew that.
Yeah,
that's what he submitted to us, right? That was the discovery. Go ahead.
That's why my story. Whenever I was questioned about it, and every time I talked to anyone, I would say like he absolutely did not receive Discover statements here prior to the first of the year. Like that was never a question. People are like, "Are you sure?" And they would try to trip you up. I was like, I'm not. I'm almost certain. I am certain because I know the exact time frame that they started arriving, and not only that, I know the motive because he flat out told me that he was doing this whole defense in the fact that he was claiming his stake on he wasn't served properly, and none of that happened until after the first of the year, whenever he thought he could draft that case for himself.
Right. Yeah, that was after the default judgment.
Part of the please tell me that was part of the text messages because like oh my god.
Unfortunately, it wasn't brought up in my deposition, and I doubt it was brought up in his because I did submit all of my communication to Scott. But unfortunately, with that, I think it was all verbal. There was no like written communication between us. So that was just, I mean, that's basically my inside knowledge, but I have nothing to prove.
And do you remember I had asked you if you had we don't have to get into details of what it was, but if you actually got something from Amazon. after the first of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've found out that account had only been created in December of 24th, 2019, and yet somehow it shipped to your house in August. Again, time travel.
I still don't understand. Like, I mean, Amazon gets delivered to everywhere. Like, how is that like even a valid?
I think it was just like anecdotal, because you got to remember, he also in his deposition sent to us junk mail. Like, look, I have junk mail going to his house after 2020. There was no change in his driver's license, no change in voter's registration, nothing of any substance. And the funniest part is, let me again reiterate this, and you know this now. Had he been living with you, it wouldn't have mattered to service. He did this for nothing.
Exactly.
Straight up did this for nothing.
I mean, I hate to say that I'm glad he did, because it just really.
I'm thrilled to death.
I mean, his reputation and his credibility is just completely destroyed, which, is everything to him. And
it was all about image. His image. That's what I'm saying. A lot of this was public image. Like, for example, him trying to go onto the Discord, him going on UNIRock's channel. It's it's for his image. He wants to have people think about his lifestyle that he doesn't live.
Right. I will say one thing. Sorry, kind of off topic, but one thing that really did surprise me about my deposition, prior to going to that, I'd been told by Scott that like it would be him and Scotty Lee Forbes, the clerk of court, and then of course he said, since Kyle's the litigant in the case, he does have the right to attend if he wants to. He said, and he told me he seriously doubted. And I told Scott, I was like, knowing Kyle, I actually don't agree with you. I almost 100% was convinced that Kyle would have been there for my deposition just to try and intimidate me. So that was a really big surprise for me.
I wouldn't think that he would.
A welcome surprise. But...
Yeah, no, I did call it, though. I told people, look, there's three options. Kyle not show up, Kyle takes the fifth, or he continues to lie. And I did say his best option is to plead the fifth. But I said, knowing Kyle, he'll always take the hardest route. Kyle is a definitive narcissist.
Oh, and I was 100% sure he was going to show up for his deposition. I was surprised.
And lie?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
yeah, I was pretty sure about it as well, because that's his modus. I mean, once you look at something from his mental state, it all makes sense. Everything he's done is consistent with what a narcissist would do.
Well, I guess I can credit the thanks to you guys, because like I think the only reason he didn't show up to try and intimidate me is because he's seen me rise up to confront him, and he knows I'm not that person anymore.
He also probably wouldn't be allowed.
Well, no, they told me that he was allowed to.
Yeah, he is allowed, because there's no domestic. But see, I did tell you, did I not tell you to take out an RO on him, and then he wouldn't have been allowed. So. Yeah. But I'm sure that he could have. But do I think he would have? No. And you got to remember, I did tell you, I have your back. We have your back, and we would call that out. We have been making it very clear for several months what it's like to spot a narcissist. And Kyle has been the archetype for that, right? He's been the definitive narcissist in all of this. And so one of the reasons we were obviously explaining that to the community is so they don't go after you, because UNIRock was basically trying to put you in this position. Oh, you're just a scarred ex-lover, and you're lying, and you're the one that's Steve's gone after Ben to twist you. And by the way, I didn't seek you out.
Which it's interesting, because that was totally the route that Scotty Lee tried to go with me, is to paint me in this picture that I was the jealous, scorned lover. Like, the first point that she made was like revolving around whenever that whole thing came out on Twitter, which led to me being a part of the case. And he was like, and she made a reference to like, is it consequential or something like that, to the fact that you did, or it was like basically asking, did you do that because you had seen that Kyle had went on a date with another guy? And
as if the motive mattered at all.
Yeah, and like I so many of my answers surprised her, because like everything she asked me seemed to backfire. But that was one of them. I was like, he was blocked on everything. I didn't know he went on a date with anyone else, because how could I tell?
I would tell you this right off the bat. Scott had said you did excellent, and that he had told me that she went down that line of reasoning, and that, quote, she failed miserably. And I guess that from what I also understand, there was a third party student sitting in as well.
Oh yeah, there was
an intern.
Intern.
Yeah, and
he he asked my permission, and I said,
Yeah.
My life's public now. What's one more person?
But that was actually what they do that for is they'll have a third party, objective, independent party to kind of give them a weigh in of how they think the depositions went, right?
Right.
You don't need to tell me. You don't need me to tell you how it went. You did exceptionally well. Kyle was, from what I understand, was sweating. He was dodging. He wouldn't answer questions. He didn't provide anything. He basically said that he would give the lawyer papers that day or the next day. That didn't happen. So yeah, I mean, this is all a done deal. Like I said, he's just prolonging it, and that's fine. We want him to make it as difficult as possible because that all will come back on him.
Right. I really do. I know I made that comment earlier, but I really do feel sorry for his lawyer because I know a lot of the UNIRock crew and stuff have been going, after y'all for like coming at her, which I don't think is true at all.
Never did. We never went after her.
But being in that room with her and like I could clearly see that she is experiencing the Kyle that everybody who comes encounter with him experiences, and that while she thought maybe she was prepared for the interview, like half the things that she brought up backfired because I would clarify what she was saying and it was not anything against me, it was against him.
Mm-hmm.
Like even submitting that stupid email where let's just call it a bad case of sarcasm, where I admitted to signing something while drunk. Like I was like, she submitted once again the thing from his affidavit, which was the redacted portion. The whole part that was left out was Kyle's very offensive threats against me and harassments, which she had never seen before.
He did send it to her redacted, as I said.
Because whenever whenever Scott cross-examined me, we submitted the full version, and you could see in her face like a look of like horror, because she's submitting something that Kyle handed to her. And of course, he's not going to hand her anything that makes him look bad or ask her to leave it out of that. And that's why, like, UNIRock's people are so stupid. It's like she's not a professional document checker. If he hands her a Discover statement and says that this is legit and lies to her face, she submits it to the court. It's not her fault.
I totally agree with that. And let me clarify on that, because UNIRock was saying that she had logged in to Kyle's computer under Google Sync. Does not work that way, I assure you. That's not how Google Sync works. But that she had verified everything, and she has said she has verified anything. No, lawyers don't do that. Okay?
No.
They do not log in. They don't verify because they don't have any expertise to verify shit. What I gave my lawyer, he didn't verify that it was true or not. I have signed an affidavit testifying that what I submitted to him was true. That's all it takes. She doesn't have the skill set to do any of that, and nor did she.
Well, the reality is that lawyers are there to question you. So I'm sure she would ask Kyle, is this a legitimate document? Is this fake? Is it forged? But he's not under oath with her. So, and of course, he can't even, whatever. Apparently, oath doesn't mean anything to him. But that's not on her. Like, she's doing her job.
Well, yeah, we all said the same thing. The only one that's dragging his lawyer's name in the mud is UNIRock.
Right.
Only one.
I mean,
Kyle's not helping her at all, but
No, Kyle hasn't been saying anything. Matter of fact, it's kind of funny because people are like, well, why are they talking about stuff? I've actually literally have, talked to my lawyer and say, tell us what we can't talk about, what we can. He's basically been giving us carte blanche. I mean,
well, just to clarify, whenever I say I feel sorry for her, it wasn't because I feel like she's been the victim of anyone in this community, or at least to my knowledge. It's more just like I have such a sympathy for anyone who has encountered Kyle in such a context. I'm like,
no, we get it, but we definitely get that. Brandon, do you want to say something?
I didn't expect you to let me in because as soon as I asked, I heard you say that you just wanted this to be a short hangout. So
I did, but I thought I'd get you in because you couldn't come in the StreamYards the other day because they only have 6 people. Remember? So.
StreamYard cheats my phone. So, but
Cheshire's leaving. Oh, bye, Chesh. You're muted. Cheshire, you're muted.
I'm gonna let Brandon talk, and I'm gonna go. Bye.
All right, bye. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. Brandon, say what you got to say, and then.
The whole little thing. Yeah, I was just Well, I think it's a good thing that Kyle is trying to like make this go as long as possible because it's gonna be a lot better for the celebration.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I think.
Yeah, he only was looking at possible jail, which is going to be for contempt, which would have been like a couple days, you know, whatever. He's looking at actual hard prison. I mean, he's multiple felonies now, all because he just wanted to basically, you know, think he had empowerment that he didn't have. So yeah, there's much more to this going to be going on. We still have two more motions, subpoenas to get in. One, I will tell you, we are jumping through hoops for, no joke. It is a royal pain, but that's the Amazon one. But you know what? Ben's already testified. Basically, I don't think they asked you about this. Did they? I don't know. They didn't ask you about it in the deposition, did they?
I'm sorry. What were you?
She
saying?
didn't. Scott didn't ask you about the Amazon, did he?
No, they didn't.
Yeah, which
It was
he should have, but whatever. But you, go ahead.
I was just saying I was more surprised by the things that she did ask about.
Well, real quick though, you can tell people that what he submitted to the court on Amazon was a lie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we know that. We have the screenshots from Amazon at home, but again, that was an anonymous source that sent that to us.
And that's the thing about that's why I was so relieved whenever I found out today that the Zelle subpoena had come back, because that was honestly the only thing, and not that I was worried overall because I'm telling the truth, but like I was like, that was the one thing that I'm like, I need something to prove that I'm telling the truth. And I had reached out to Zelle myself and they wouldn't give me any answers or whatever. But whenever I saw that in Kyle's affidavit, it's like immediately, I know Kyle's work. And just being with him for, you know, a year, whatever you want to say, he's good at like manipulating things in a graphic way. And I knew exactly when I saw it, I was like, he took a screenshot from one thing and plastered it onto something else and made it look very legit. If you weren't, you know, like me, knowing that that's bullshit, you wouldn't question that. But I was like, I have to figure out how I can like prove the fact that that's not true.
Yeah,
which finally happened.
Yeah. Well, watch the other side. They'll be like, "Well, Zelle forged it," because I mean, Jason actually said that. He actually said, "I'm not kidding." That Discovery forged the documents.
Like Discover, yeah. Well, I mean, he was a lot more sloppy on his Discover statements too, which I was really like, "Wow!" Like, I was surprised he was so sloppy on that shit.
Did you like Drift's video?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, because he literally edited your name in. I mean, he went in and put your name in there for a payment.
Yeah.
You know.
I know.
Now that was a real payment for something, but we don't know what it was. And the November statement, there was something that was said.
Certainly wasn't me.
no, it wasn't. I don't think. But it was like he edited it with check deposit, but it was CHECK, and the HECK had been edited. So I was thinking there was a cash deposit, right? And they maybe had edited that to check for $1,500, but we don't know what the hell the reason for that was.
Who knows?
Nobody knows. Yeah, it really was odd, but. Yeah, I mean, those touch-up edits, that's a fingerprint. It's beyond any doubt that he edited those things. But like I said, we only need one of the subpoenas of all three to come back. And so,
right. And
this was the second best because this was financials, and this showed that he did it.
Ideally, we want them all to come back because each is a strike against him.
I am 99.9% sure we will get the Discover because that is in quality control right now. That is, they've even told us they are getting it to us. So that will happen. The Amazon, I'm going to say right now is probably 75% chance. They're just making us jump through so many freaking hoops right now.
Right.
I'll send you and your friend. I won't mention who that friend is, but I'll send you guys the thing that they sent back to us. It was like, holy cow, this is ridiculous. Yeah, it was a huge legal thing that they sent us. So we're going to see if we want to continue to deal with that. But my lawyer says he's going to try. He's talked to their lawyers. He thinks he can get Amazon to comply. But it is not easy. Amazon does not like giving out information.
Yeah.
I can just tell you that. So let me just wrap this up. Unless you guys anything else to add. Any guys want? Ben, you got a few more minutes for questions or anything? It's completely up to you. But I'm glad that you're able to come around. I didn't really want to talk to you too much while this was going on, obviously, because you had sent all the communications and there was nothing else to add. And I was very happy that you did, by the way. I also had to, to verify things with Scott they know that what you sent them was accurate, and that's all that matters. And because their narrative was, oh, Steve had Benjamin around since February. I had not talked to you. The only time first time I ever talked to you, even knew really that you had some issues going on with Kyle was September of last month.
Right. Yeah. I mean, nothing was personal. It was just this came out of nowhere for me, and just with everything else that's going on in my life, and then just trying to separate myself so I could have a clear-headed mind going into that deposition. I just kind of had to be like, I need to be put on a milk carton and be missing in action, and that's fine with me.
And I respected, and I knew that. I mean, I was like, I'm not going to like reach out to you at all during that time. But you know, once it was all done, I had to thank you and make sure that you were okay. And
help me from time to time.
I'm not going to just leave people hanging. I do care, you know.
Yeah.
It really sucks what you went through, and I empathize.
I'm just like glad it's over with.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ben.
I was saying, yeah, it's complete bullshit. They kind of dragged Ben into this thing in the first place.
Yeah, but they were trying to say that I did, that I had reached out to Ben and I had brought him in. I had just the opposite. Ben was very clear that he interjected himself in it. He wanted to do what was right. He wanted, to speak the truth. And I was like, well, I really appreciate that. But I did tell him very clearly, you need to do what's best for you.
Well, the sad reality too, and this even came up in the in my deposition, is one of the first questions actually. But the sad reality is the whole reason I am in this is because of Kyle, because she's sitting there trying to make it seem like I did that as an act of retaliation, as a jealous, scorned lover. I literally would not have even been knowledgeable about this had Kyle left me alone and stopped harassing me, because back in June, I wanted nothing to do with him. I wanted it's just to be out of my life, and his nonstop harassment, his nonstop trying to communicate with me, even though he was blocked, resulted ultimately in me finding out that this court case is going on, and then commenting, I mean, it's sad to say, but commenting on Twitter just as not, wanting other people to know the truth, but also just like, maybe this is the final straw that'll get him to leave me alone. And then through Steve, I learned that it's even more serious, because there's a legality to the fact that he has forged my name on documents. I was like, what the fuck?
And Jason's supporting him. I mean, literally, Kyle has, and I don't want to go into too much detail, and I'm not. Trust me, Ben. But I know that he has harassed you. I know he's stalked you, and I know that he has not let up. I know he's made fake accounts. These things we understand, and yet Jason has supported that kind of behavior, obviously, because he supports Kyle. Punk Rock Girl for $13.89, $5. One of the McCrazies went live showing that Astronomy Live was right about the edits. There are a lot of people over that side that actually do know a little bit about computers. And even they said, I have seen people say, it has been edited, but how do we know it's Kyle, right? Okay, whatever. If you want to play that game, knock yourself out. Sure, it's probably either Kyle or Santa Claus. You could be Jesus for all we know. I don't know, right?
It might have been Judge Gale, actually. Let's just throw him in it.
It might have been who?
It might have been Judge Gale at this point. Let's put everyone in there.
Hey, can't prove that it wasn't.
Right?
Oh.
But the point is Kyle submitted the edited document. That's the point.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if he did the edits personally or not. He could have looked at them, even if he didn't know they were edited, and said, this doesn't seem right.
So who edited the Zell then?
Right.
And by the way,
why would it put? Who else would put Benjamin's name on it?
And it was. And by the way, it was Ruhiv that noticed that the alignment was off 15 pixels. That it looked like it had been misaligned, and so and it's funny. We really had looked into a lot of this stuff. It wasn't for Ben. Ben was talking about how I had told him about the rental agreement and the affidavit, and he's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And I said, "No." I said, "He literally said you guys had a rental agreement that you signed." He's like, "No, I didn't." And I said,
"Hey guys,
all right, go back to your class." All right, thank you, buddy.
Bye.
And he didn't know about it, and I didn't know about. Well, I lost my train of thought there. What was I going with that? It doesn't matter. But yeah, he didn't know any about this stuff. But that's what it was. We wouldn't have known about any of this had Ben not come along and said, "Hey, wait a minute here. There's some issues here. I didn't sign any of this." So that made us dig deeper, and then. Well, the rest is history. So, yeah. So I don't even know where to go with this. I want to end this. I'm so ecstatic right now. I'm not even thinking straight because I'm so happy that it only took one thing to come back. That's all it takes. He's done. Now the only
Well, and
question
that
here is
the press release is just the nail in the coffin. Hey, not only did he not do this, but he could not have done this. Could not have done this.
It's impossible.
yeah,
It's not a thing that could happen.
Yeah, it's impossible. Yeah, that's where the whole point is. It doesn't matter, everybody. He said or she said right now whether we'll be able to show the the subpoena or not. Right? We may or may not be able to show the Zell. I think we will be. I don't think Scotty's going to have an objection to it, but we can at the moment. But the fact that Zell told us about the whole that they weren't even with them in, discovered till October. They pointed that out to us, and they gave us a very substantial response. So that in and of itself is beyond conclusive evidence, unless Kyle can do the impossible and time travel. But anyway, Sean, what do you got for us before we end this?
Okay, I kind of put out a tweet earlier today that said MMO. Now, not many people picked up on that. It stands for means, motive, and opportunity.
Yeah, that's for a criminal proceeding.
Now, everybody's on Jason's side is sitting there saying, well, prove it's Kyle. You can't prove it's Kyle. Means, motive, opportunity. He has the means. He has Adobe's suite. He has
paid for by the fans.
Paid for by the fans. He has the whole suite. So he's got something that can edit PDFs. Cut and dry. That's it. He's got motive. He has to get out of this default judgment, and the only way he can do that is to forge documentation to support that he lived somewhere he didn't.
Which wouldn't have actually done that, which is the most ironic part, but go ahead.
Well, he didn't know that at the time,
correct,
but
correct.
So he's got the means, he's got the motive. He obviously had the opportunity because all he had to do was get his bank statements in a PDF format and then edit them.
Correct.
So he has what is required to put enough justification that it was Kyle that forged these.
Oh,
he is the only person to gain out of forging documents.
Yes.
And remember, folks, this is a civil case. It doesn't matter if we can prove Kyle did it. The fact that it was altered ruins his credibility, and anything he says is suspect.
Yeah, civil is only a preponderance of the evidence. It's not a beyond a reasonable doubt. However, again, let me make this very clear: the judge is looking to have the DA file criminal charges. This is the nail in the coffin for that. Now, the only question that is unresolved at this point is, what do you guys think Kyle's going to do? I think he's just going to do what he did when he turned 30. He's going to put the covers over his head, pretend it doesn't exist, and he's not even going to address it. He's just going to continue along, as if nothing happened. Jason's going to continue to cheerlead for him, even though this is again beyond, it's beyond a reasonable doubt. It's a certitude. He would have to literally have some kind of time travel, because the ability to link the Zell and Discover did not exist at the dates that Kyle has given.
Well, I would like to point out one thing that you did get kind of wrong earlier on when you said that,
what?
Scotty.
Do you know where you're at?
You got something wrong.
You're not allowed to say that, Sean. Wait, let me clarify. Steve, you were mistaken. Get it right.
Oh no, you were wrong.
What was that?
Holy crap.
Yeah.
What was I wrong on?
Scotty Lee doesn't have the option to file a motion to withdraw. The bar code 3.3, once a lawyer has knowledge that her client, or their client, I should say their client, because that's the way it's worded, that their client has actually committed perjury, they are required.
I thought so too. I've read that before.
Actually, no,
I've read that.
It's in the bar code 3.3. They are required to inform the judge that their client has committed perjury, and they are required to withdraw from the case.
I've read that in there's a California one, and there's a North Carolina one. There's also a federal statute on that as well.
I'm talking specifically for North Carolina Bar Code 3.3.
Yes, I know, and I'm not a lawyer, so like I said, I'm not going to. I don't want to be wrong on that, so I'm just going to say I don't know if that's a requirement. Maybe OPT lawyer can tell us, but I do read it the way you read it. It seems like she has an obligation. If she has found out with definitive thing that she has been lied to, that she has to say he has committed perjury, because I know a lawyer cannot allow a person to commit perjury on the stand, but if they find out after the fact, I don't know how that works. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it actually covers that in 3.3. If they have knowledge their client has committed perjury, they are required to inform the court.
Yeah, I thought so as well, and I have read that, and I do think you're right on that. Can I revise my position on that so I'm not wrong?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because if when I get, you wouldn't like me when I'm wrong, Sean.
Now, Steve, just to clarify for Jason, am I going to get banned for saying you're wrong?
I've already forgot your name.
Okay. I guess I gotta go. Hashtag Uni was right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses. I don't know the law well enough. I do think you're right on that. But I really would like clarification from maybe OPT lawyer just to get some certitude on it.
Well,
but I do think you're right on it.
I sent you the link to the actual bar
Yeah, I
code
have it. No,
or the
I
bar
do have it,
association
yeah.
of Florida, North Carolina that actually has 3.3 specifically dealing with perjury from the client.
Yeah, I just don't know if there's any other, thing that the law is a weird thing.
That might apply like some
Right.
other statute, but
Because she's not a criminal defense lawyer, but yeah, I read it pretty clear. Kawasa 5001. It is too late for Kyle to give up everything and plead for settlement or something at this point. Well, Rurif was hoping that, right? Rurif knows that his mother has a house and his brother has some money. He was saying, look, if he was smart, he would offer us like $150,000 settlement and be done with it, right? He said
Marilyn
100,000,
from
but it's
chat
much more than
is
that.
correct. What's going to happen with this case at this point is if Scotty Lee stays with the case for some reason, which I'm hitting refresh like crazy to watch the public access because I'm sure that motion to withdraw is going to be popping up with it tonight or tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know. I don't know about that, but I know she may object to the Zell. I don't think she will though.
I don't think she can. She can try, but
yeah, we have to allow her the opportunity. It's like 2 days, I think it is, or something.
Yeah, but that's going to open up a whole bunch of problems for her if she does.
Yes. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, that's what. Here's what Scott's saying. Scott actually even said that she can file a motion to do this, but then if she does this, it only works in our favor because then the judge gets access to all that stuff and it goes right to him, kind of thing, because he has to determine that. So that's not a smart move.
But as I was saying, the person, Virulin, in chat's correct. What's going to happen with this case is the judge is going to see the contradictory evidence from the actual sources rather than Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to identify Kyle as a not credible person. He's going to throw out the motion to set aside.
Yes.
Default judgment stands right then and there.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's not. By the way, it's not the judge is going to file a new case. The DA does. The judge has to give stuff to the VDA.
Yeah, the judge is going to pass on this case with everything that's been brought up to the DA. The DA is going to press charges.
With
you
some
will have
very harsh
zero
words.
involvement in that.
Yeah, no, but we can as citizens, believe it or not, we can't do it for perjury, but we can do it for other things. We can ask the DA to file charges on behalf of us. We don't have to do that though, because I am absolutely convinced that this judge is going to do it for us. He is not going to have very nice things to add to that at all.
Oh, no. I fully see him recommending to the DA to go for maximum sentences.
I think so as well.
Because he is not happy. He takes this lying to the court very seriously. He's already established that.
He's going to have the transcripts today. I think that they're due. This whole narrative that judge is going to rule today. Like 7 or 8, 9 people were asking me through Facebook and DMs, hey, did the judge rule yet? I'm like, what are you even talking about?
No, I see the timeline going like this. It's 2 to 3 days after the depositions are over. He's going to get the transcripts. He's going to pore over them for 2 to 3 days, and then he'll make his judgment. Yeah. That's how I see it happening.
By the way, Nova, I think you meant Kyle. Nova says, I hope Steve really gets jail time because that's the only thing that will disprove UNIRock. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I get it. No, I get what she was meant. Nova's cool. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay, Kyle. Yeah, Kyle. Yeah, I thought you meant Kyle. Yeah. So. But yeah, you're right. But no, even then, no, I'm telling you, Nova, it won't. Uni does what's best for Uni, right? He doesn't give a damn about the verticality of nothing. The truth is irrelevant to him. He'll flip.
My F5 is paid off. Uni apparently went live 9 minutes ago. He's covering Sherelle's world again because he doesn't want to touch this with a 20-foot pole.
Well, there you go. And he will. I think he'll have to eventually flip on Kyle. I think that's going to have to be almost like a certitude at some point. But yeah, and by the way, I haven't talked to Sherelle in ages. I'm not going to ever reach out to her. I regret what happened with Sherelle, but I want to make it very clear. I never turned on Sherelle at all, ever. So this narrative that Jason said that I somehow threw Sherelle under the bus, outright lie. And I don't think she knows that. I think that she actually kind of started to believe Jason. So just keep that in mind. If it ever comes up again.
I don't know who. I really don't know who
I enjoyed Sherelle.
I've heard people talking about her. I've never.
Yeah, we got along.
Is, so.
we actually got along very well. I actually do get along with people, believe it or not. And so it really kind of bothered me when that went south because she may have just believed some of the rumor stuff. But I'll tell you, for an absolute fact, nothing I ever did was harm her, or I've never backstabbed her. I never threw her under the bus. Absolutely, just the opposite. So that kind of sucks. And I wish I could make her realize that, but I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to reach out to her. So it sucks. I don't like that. I don't like people thinking ill of me when it's somebody who I actually liked. You know, she was very nice to me. But I don't want to land this on a depressing note. This is all happy. This is great. I couldn't ask for anything better, except for the Discover would have been just icing on the cake. But this is fine because this is financials.
Oh, I'm going to poke the monkey here.
Sure.
Jill for Kyle.
Physical Jill.
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 G-E-L.
Yeah, Jill.
GEL.
All right, guys. Thank you guys very much. You guys questions, message me directly, leave comments. But I will, like I said, this is definitive. I'll put the link to the thing that we showed you that showed that Discover couldn't have existed with Zell. The press release in the video description. But let me know what you guys think of this. And you know what? I'm going to ask you a little bit of not a challenge, but I want to know what you guys think. And look who we got dropped in. I want you to know what you guys think of what do you think Jason's going to do and what do you think Kyle's going to do? I'm curious.
Kyle's going to hide under a rock.
Yeah, I think so.
Jason's going to keep swinging and missing the whole time.
Yeah. No, I that's what I'm going with.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, Astronomy Live.
Go again.
Unmute. There you go.
Hey guys.
Hey, by the way, I will get you at some time. I have installed a bunch of stuff for Python. I've installed it on a VM machine and Windows. I'm using Gurney, and I'm using trying to use PY Charm. Let me tell you, I have the utmost respect for you because even though I can understand the code, Python is not a hard language, but getting it to work right. Oh my God, that is, you have to have a genius level IQ because it's a nightmare. So I do have respect to you. It's just the pathing. And I was reaching out to Dave today, and I was like, "Hey, can you help me with the pathing?" I'll get it to work. I got most of it done on my own, though. I really did.
And I was asleep. I was asleep for most of that, Steve. Sorry, I didn't actually get back to you on that. But...
I'm one of those people that I enjoy like finding things out for myself, right? And so I got like 90% of the way there. It's just for some reason I can't get it to find the path to the module. That's it.
Taking bets.
Yeah.
You know, because Jason's been bragging about how Kyle's gonna be coming on tonight. Who thinks he will?
Zero chance.
Oh man.
No
Zero.
way.
Yep.
No.
Chance.
Not happening.
I don't think he's even been in touch with him. Yeah.
Well, okay, I do kind of have a question. Is the video of the deposition ever going to be able to...
No,
there is no video of the deposition.
It's just
oh, really?
Yeah, it's just a recorder.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just a court recorder that recorded the audio to it, and their job was to transcribe it for the judge.
Yeah, that's just for the judge. Sorry. Yeah, we can't promise you guys things that we can't have access to. Sorry.
Oh, that would be all.
But my lawyer did give me a very detailed general breakdown, and I said, okay, make sure that what you tell us we can make public. And so he's like, yeah, there's nothing confidential in this. He's like, this is all general information. So we do clear things through our attorney. But here's the difference, Sean. If Kyle was to go live, anything he could say can and will be used in a criminal case.
Yep,
definitely.
So, yeah.
But hey, Scotty Lee said that he could go on Thursday on UNIRock's channel because UNIRock said so.
We have another person coming in. Oh my God, I want to end this, but I can't now. So. But Astronomy Live, why don't you weigh in before that ugly guy from Florida comes in? Damn it.
Oh, here he is.
Damn it.
Too late.
Oh, nothing. Well, I was going to let Astronomy Live weigh in, but do you want to go for Astronomy Live? Reds has been waiting for this, and you know how impatient he is.
Oh yeah, no, that's all right.
Did you finally come out to everyone as a filthy fucking communist?
Have you ever been a member of the Communist Party? All right, so Reds, I kind of give you a brief overview, but I don't think did you listen? Because I don't know if you got the details.
No, I was debating with a flat earther about 5 seconds ago, and it was a colossal dumpster fire.
All right, so let me give you the too long didn't read version. We got our Zell back. The Zell they had actually told us, they gave us a substantial response, and they had actually told us the ability for Discover and Zell to work with each other didn't exist during the time Kyle claimed that he had some payments on there. There was a press release from October 2019, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, well after July and June. So unless Kyle invented time travel, his story is bogus. Also, in addition, those two confirmation numbers, those correspond to two actual payments. One was in January of 2020, the other in February of 2020. Hashtag, unless Kyle can do time travel, he is busted.
Oh, that is beautiful. It's almost like we were right. Imagine
just out of
that.
curiosity, can you read the date for the January transaction?
I don't see why not. Yeah, but I have to go on my email, so if you give me a second.
And then, what was the date of the default judgment?
The default judge. Oh, that's a good question.
I believe that was January 23rd.
Okay, so one of the transfers was made January 31st, 2020. The next one was February 5th, 2020.
After he got the default judgment.
Yes, so I do have the dates.
And the best part.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say the best part of that is that it wasn't even possible. So it's not like you could come back and say, "Oh, I made a mistake." No, it wasn't even physically possible at that time.
Correct.
Here's Jason's. I'm going to predict what Jason's going to say. It was a banking error.
Time travel's a banking error? Time travel's a banking error. How does this work?
So I decided to use my time traveling fucking machine here to do this ship. Unfortunately, the flux capacitor decided to royally fuck me on this time. So my bad, guys.
So
I
gotta tell you, Rez,
1.11 gigabytes.
this is about the best news we could possibly have gotten. I mean, it only takes one to show that he lied. Just one.
Yep.
Now, I would have liked to discover, which we will get. They have said that is in quality control. They are sending it to us. The Amazon, unfortunately, may take a substantial amount of time. We may or may not pursue because it's a huge hassle. We are trying with Amazon. We might get it, but at the same time, we also figured that if we don't, the law enforcement will when they do the criminal charges. So either way, it's not a big deal. But so
I'm personally, I'm glad that Zell came in first because it's like the teaser before Discover comes in because we've been having these arguments about Discover the last few days, and now this is like the trailer for that movie coming out.
They call it.
It's
the moosh boosh.
Now just to be clear, Steve,
Yes.
I made a prediction earlier today on Twitter.
Yes.
About the Discover subpoena.
Yes.
What was my prediction?
That they weren't going to match.
No. That the August statement, and I use that heavily air quoted, that Kyle submitted to the court. Yeah. If you take all of the non-edited parts of
August. It'll match with August.
It is going to perfectly match with the October statement.
Yeah, August. Yeah, October statement. Yes, exactly. Yes, because that's what the data matrix was for too. I totally agree with that.
That's my prediction.
Happen. Absolutely. Absolutely, that's going to happen.
Damn.
Yeah. So
that is absolutely amazing. So subpoenas came back, and they have, for a fact, showed that Kyle was engaged in some fuckery.
Correct.
I love
without
this.
question about it. I love
this.
Those two dates. One of them, like I said, one of them was the corresponding numbers and stuff that he has correspond to February 5th.
But Zell forged those documents.
Here's the weird thing though. Why did he even use those confirmation numbers? Because I guess they did correspond to actual payments, but he just changed when they were. He must have just cut them out.
You have to know that a confirmation number is tied to a specific.
You would think.
Here's what he did. He literally went to his Photoshop tool.
I know how he
cut a box out and just pasted it over some.
Yeah. And he was 15 pixels off.
He used his superb 95% thumbnail skill. That's why they were 5% wrong. That's how we spotted it.
It just boggles my mind. Well, you know what boggles my mind worse is not that Kyle did this. This is actually part. I expect this, right? Because again, when you read up on narcissists, this is the behavior that you expect. However, what really gets me is there's dozens of people that have been following UNIRock, just sucking on his nuts, basically going, "Oh, Uni, you've been right on everything." And those guys on the other side, they're just a bunch of liars, and yet we've been right every single time. Every single time. Everything we've told them has been
here, so I'm going to have to cut out.
That's what amazes me. There's that many freaking people out there that just, they are flat Earth level.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about the truth. They don't care about facts. All they're going to do is whatever it is that tries to harm any of us. That's all they care about.
Yep. So we have confirmation that Kyle fucked with shit before submitting it to the court. Now let's see them spin this.
Yeah, and that's what we're gonna do. So I'm
Come
gonna
on, monkey, dance!
I'm gonna end
Fucking
it with
dance
that.
for me, you fucking monkey, dance!
Dance, monkey, dance, and I want to see what happens. I will watch. Hey, I even say I will watch Jason's Periscope tonight. I will be listening in. He can talk directly to me. I probably actually won't be live because I don't listen to his live, and there's one of the reasons why I can't seem to get it to work live. It just spins, so I download it through a downloader and I listen to it at 1.5 speed. But yeah, I want to see how he spins this. And I want you guys to notice how he spins this too.
Can we set up
I wish I could, but I'm blocked. So
Can we set up a counter right now for the number of times somebody, either Uni or somebody on his side, has apologized to any of us who have shown that Kyle was forging documents? Can we set up a counter right now,
You can just do a
start it at
screenshot.
0, and see how many apologies start rolling in?
You could do this, but the problem is,
very
the thing
long
is,
time.
you don't need
I could
it.
just send you a giant picture of a zero.
what I was gonna
and
say. You
understand
stole
it's a
my
static
thing.
image that doesn't change, but that's all you'll
That's
need.
what I was going to say. All you need is an image of a zero.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to print out a giant zero for you, Astronomy Live, and I will deliver it to your house.
How about we do this? By the way, in Astronomy Live, they actually said that I had sent Astronomy Live over to their channel, their Periscope, and I'm like, I don't barely even talk to Astronomy Live. I talked to them more in the last 2 days than I have in the last year. Okay, I mean, I have nothing really to do with Astronomy Live. I love his work. Don't get me wrong. I mean, but we just don't have a lot in common, like he does with Reds, because they go out to do these shoots. But after doing this coding stuff, I have the utmost respect for the dude. Let me tell you.
When we talk, it's always going out and filming rocket launches, and when he's not there with me, he's busy supporting communism.
Yeah, and the only other thing that I've done during this entire NonSequitur Show thing is the deletion server. So every time Kyle deleted a comment, and somebody deleted a comment, we know about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that did
David,
work, by the
what
way.
else has he been doing during this time?
What's that?
David, what else has he been doing during this time?
Who? Kyle or rocket launches?
The other thing.
Oh, you're the one that knows about that. I don't know anything about that. John,
I had no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Supporting communism.
Was this? Oh, I was gonna say, was this a super secret meeting that I didn't get to go to?
Oh yeah, the super secret meeting about communism.
Oh, I thought you were alluding to the rat gynecology thing. But anyway.
Oh no, that's the other thing.
That's the other thing. Okay.
And also the fact that Astronomy Live has a yard that is just full of rabbit fucking.
That's nature. That's what the bunnies do.
There are so many rabbits having sex in his
That's
yard.
what bunnies do, though.
It is insane. And if you walk through his lawn, it gets kind of squishy.
Well, I hope you're not stepping on rabbits. But that's mean.
I don't know. That sounds like my septic system may be having a problem.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you might want to check that, dude. Get some Rid-X or something.
Okay, but anyway, in all seriousness, I'm happy to hear
Yes,
that
me
Kyle
too.
got exposed as the colossal fraud that he is.
again,
To the surprise of nobody that has two brain cells that are working.
Go figure.
Yeah, and I, you know what? Maybe we should keep track somehow, Rez. I want to see how many people do apologize, and they don't apologize directly to me. I don't give a shit about that. But how many people apologize to the community for backing Kyle, and and knowing that we've been telling them from day one that this was the case. And Ben, by the way, you missed it. Hang on a second. You missed it, but Ben came in here and Ben verified everything I was saying. The whole story with Ben backing out, the whole story about Ben being paid, the whole story about us telling Ben what to say. That was all a lie. UNIRock has been lying from day one, just as much as Kyle has. They're two peas in the pod. And this is my prediction, and I wish Sean was here because he likes predictions. I think UNIRock is going to flip eventually on Kyle and say, "Oh, now that I have more information, now it's been shown that he lied. I'm going to do the honorable thing because I get more information, and I'm an honorable, critical thinker. Now I'm going to change my position." Yeah,
right. But when he does that, he's going to continue to say, "Well, Astronomy Live didn't know anything. Ruhif didn't know anything.
Correct.
They were all wrong."
Yes, exactly.
He'll continue to say that.
Steve Reds, meanie poopy heads that forger stuff, doc stuff, fundraiser this, fundraiser that. Yeah, he's going to run all those narratives, right? All those pieces of shit things that he's been saying for a year and a half that we all know was crap. Yeah, he's going to keep that. Yeah, he's just going to add Kyle to that list, I think. Is my
I'm not even going to hold my breath on this one. I'm not going to get an apology from Uni ever. Astronomy Live, you're never getting an apology. Steve, you're never getting an apology. Boole, don't even think about it.
What about Boole?
No one here, or anywhere for that matter, is going to get an apology from UNIRock, despite the fact that UNIRock has been very busy spewing bullshit and misinformation.
He is a agent provocateur. That's what he does. He gives a bunch of misinformation and then he profits off of it. That is how he operates. Matter of fact, Sheena Living Wanders used to be a mod for him. She's been leaving comments. She's been coming back around. She's been leaving great comments on my videos, saying that I was the 5th person she has known that he's done this to. The 5th. This is how this is how he operates. Kyle will be probably the 6th that he'll throw into the bus eventually, and then he'll move on to other people, and that's what he does.
Yep.
You know, I think Menace to Sobriety said what a lot of the other people in that sort of group think or believe or feel. Only he was foolish enough to just outright say it in terms of saying that it didn't matter to him whether Kyle had actually forged the documents or not. He doesn't care, because even if Kyle forged the documents, he's still going to support Kyle because he doesn't like Steve.
Correct. He did say this explicitly, and that's what they all feel like that way, man. Yeah. They all feel that way, dude.
It shows you just point blank that they don't actually care about facts or what's actually going on, and they don't care, by the way, when it comes to feeding you guys misinformation. They'll continue to lie and lie and lie some more. They don't care if they put you on the wrong path. At that point, it becomes your problem.
But isn't it very telling? Is that as Astronomy Live pointed out, most of them won't explicitly say that. That was a rarity for him to be a moment of unexpected honesty, even though he probably didn't expect it to be that way. But I mean, that is his true feelings. That's pretty damning.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it's very damning.
Yes.
And it shows you the motivation there is not the truth or who is right. The motivation there is, well, you're backing the wrong horse. I don't like that horse. I'm not going to back that horse no matter what the evidence shows. So you can't expect to get correct information when you're motivated instead by hatred for somebody else.
Yeah, and they don't have to back. Here's the thing, though. Here's the funniest part. As a critical thinker, you don't have to back. He doesn't have to back me. He can still think I'm a piece of shit. But that doesn't mean you back the enemy of my enemy as my friend, kind of thing. That does not fly. That has never worked out well for anybody.
I'm just saying that when the motivation is about backing the horse and picking which horse to back, and the motivation is entirely about that, then you're not going to ride it.
Yeah, you're never
going to make a ton of errors.
You can do this. Let's say it was actually Uni who got screwed out of a bunch of money. I could say, hey, did he do actual work for this money? Yes. Okay, then he deserves to get paid. That's it. I can still say he's an asshole. Yep. I don't have to like the guy, but at the same time, I don't have to be intellectually dishonest like Menace to Sobriety.
You know, and this is something I actually heard. At least this was the public statement that some on the anti-Steve side made initially, was that, oh, well, I don't like Steve, but of course he deserves to get paid. Kyle should pay him. Kyle will pay him. Kyle never did pay him. And then now the lawsuit. And so eventually that narrative started to break down. But at least initially that was the public statement. However, for many it became, well, no, Kyle didn't forge documents. Steve's lying, and Steve's the one that should pay the price for all of this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That. How does it go from we think Steve should be paid to, oh, I'm going to believe Kyle now? Clearly, I mean, even if this was a criminal case, we made the case beyond any reasonable doubt. Any reasonable doubt, he would be convicted in any court of law with the amount of evidence we had. But it didn't matter to them. But now I want to see how they spin this. I want to see how they
never has. Yeah. Keep this in mind when they're throwing around accusations, especially towards Steve McRae. They have already exposed themselves as people that don't give a flying fuck about evidence.
Well, they've done the same thing with you. They did the same thing with Astronomy Live. They did the same thing with Rudolph. And they did the same thing to Bull, of all people.
Yep. What about Bull?
I'll never get over that. I always use him as the metric for that. I'm like, look, if you're such a piece of shit that you're going to start accusing Bull of stuff, you've already lost before you even started. That's just not the route you want to go. And they don't seem to understand that.
No, it was very clear to me very quickly yesterday that Uni was spending his time really looking for an avenue to attack me, because I wasn't coming at him with vulgarity or anything that
You're
easily
polite
sees
from
off
what I
as an
understand.
excuse.
Yeah.
So it made it very difficult to be on the side of anti-Astronomy Live, or Astronomy Live is a liar, and start attacking me and slandering me. It makes it very difficult to do that. You know, he had to work the avenue. Well, I don't like his friends, and he won't say bad things about his friends that I don't like, so therefore he's equally bad. Guilt by association, done. You know?
And then block you across the board, right?
Oh man.
Yeah, oh yeah, block me across the board, block me on Periscope, block me on his YouTube chat, which again, I was being totally polite, and I was just receiving a ton of harassment from, people in his chat who all support him. And that's why I want this is why I want that counter. This comes back to that, because you had all these people in the chat just last night saying I was wrong, I'm a fraud of a programmer, I'm not a professional programmer, I'm just an amateur who doesn't know what he's doing. All of this. This was the narrative as of last night in his chat. So how many of those people are going to come forward today in the light of this new evidence that Kyle did indeed forge documents, that Kyle was indeed altering dates and changing things to try to push this narrative? How many of them are going to come forward and apologize to me and say, you know what, you were right, you did know what you were talking about?
All right, how about we do this? Reg, you're good at this. Can you set up a counter? We won't make it specific just to anybody, but how about we just say how many people have come forward to admit that they were wrong? I'm not. You're not going to get an apology. Is right, Miller. Don't.
Understood. Okay, fine.
I'd be happy that they just admitted that we were right, they were wrong. That's it. That's all I want. Is that okay? Is right, Miller?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree.
Fine.
But you're not going to get a direct apology.
That's fine. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so so let's do 0. What font of 0 do you guys want? Do we want to go?
I can make a counter if you want me to, but you just do it faster.
Wait. Astronomy Live, they said you were an amateur?
Yeah, one of them, Daryl Frost in his chat kept hounding me about. He kept hounding me about whether I had ever, as he kept saying, "Have you ever programmed professionally?" And in my case, it's honestly kind of a fuzzy line, because I program for work. That's not my primary job. I'm a scientist, but to do the science, oftentimes I'll write a program to do something. So right. I program for work. No, I'm not hired as a programmer. That's not my job description, but it is something I do to do my job. So
it's part of the job to program. So therefore, you professionally program.
That's how I view it. But he was like, well, see, you're lying because you're trying to make it sound like you go to work and for programming, but that's not why you. But it's not as clear cut as that. I do program at work to do my job. So
the question would be this, and by the way, Landon has no issue with any of this, but somebody wants to say that Landon doesn't know what he's doing, But here's the thing: the question should be, okay, based upon what Astronomy has done, right? Based upon his video and based upon Ruhiv's video, okay. If an objective third party expert coder, let's say somebody who's done it for 50 years, the Bill Gates himself, he looks at it, what would you think he would say? Anybody that knows anything about coding, anything that knows about the computers, I think all of them would come to the same conclusion we come to. Every single one of them.
Every single one of them.
Every single one of them, without doubt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it all boils down to poisoning the well. It's all an attempt to poison the well.
Of course it is.
And my credibility instead of attacking my evidence. They can't attack the evidence, so they go after you personally instead. It's all I guess you would say it's a subcategory of ad hominem, essentially.
Yep. I think you're right. Definitely. All right, so Rez.
Yeah, as of right now, it's clear as crystal. We're not going to get a single apology, which means I'm not going to make a counter, because if I make a counter, I would like to actually use it at least once.
I want to see if it actually even clicks to 1. I would be
amazed. It's not going to.
Well, I think there could be 1 or 2. I think there could be 1 or 2.
Wait, Reds,
I do not believe you. I do not believe you for a second.
Reds, listen to me carefully. Will you do
#8 puppies.
Will you do it for me? Please?
Anything is possible.
Because I'm asking you, please.
Anything is possible with the power of love. Yeah, let me tell you, that's the biggest load of horse shit I've ever heard in my life.
You love those middle of the night things that that I'm not going to talk about, Reds. I'm not going to do those anymore if you don't make a counter for me.
Have the rat gynecologist do it.
I'm going to involve the rat gynecologist. Just do it.
There you go, Astronomy Live. You've been hired. You rat gynecologist. Communist person, you. Totally not a programmer.
I could set up a site to do that, but I mean, I don't have time this week anyway.
No. Now, Reg will make a simple counter. He does it in like 10 seconds. Yeah.
I'm sure there's got to be a site out there that already does that. I mean, come on.
there
There's a
is.
site
There
out
is.
there that
Yeah,
already
yeah.
does that. However, it's like, no,
By the
it's
way,
not going to be used. We're not going to get a single apology. We're just going to
You're
get
gonna do
more
it anyway, so
excuses
shut
and
up.
bullshit.
I've asked you to.
That's why the Kyle counter exists. That's the site he uses.
Yeah, do you know how many things I've done for you? I mean, like, and we're not going to talk about those late night things. By the way, I just realized Nikki was getting very excited by my ASMR. Sorry about that, Nikki. I didn't mean that. Well, actually, I did, but whatever. Yes, Nikki likes my ASMR. Which, by the way, I heard that I'm actually doing ASMR now. There was a rumor going around that I was making ASMR videos. I'm like, really? Not that I'm against that, but why? Why would somebody start this rumor? Where did that come from?
That makes no sense to start a rumor about.
The things that I hear about me, man, it's like people send me all this stuff all the time going, hey, is this true? Is that true? Like today, like I said, I had 7, 8, 9, whatever the hell was, people in DMs and Facebook going, hey, is the judge going to rule today? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Then I find out that I guess UNIRock was putting out, oh, the judge is going to rule today. I'm like, oh, and look at your source. Oh, come on. Stop asking me things that UNIRock says. If UNIRock says something, I will let people know if it's the case. Because I can tell you right now, 95% of the time a grader is just bullshit.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean, apparently,
Absolutely.
yeah.
apparently UNIRock is.
Hang on, you guys are talking about each other. All right, Reds, get the hell out of here. Go. Could you just talk over Astronomy Live?
Apparently, UNIRock has said that Red's getting sued, and a couple other people too. Maybe me. I don't know.
Yeah, you,
Please
Reds,
bring it
Trash,
the fuck
me.
on, dude.
Yeah.
Please bring it the fuck on. I beg you.
Yeah, let's go with that narrative. Even though that Kyle's also said he's got copyright claims, and he's gonna need a defense fund because I guess apparently I'm trying to poison the well so people don't give to his defense fund. I'm like, oh no, by all means, I would love for you guys to donate to Kyle's defense fund.
Go ahead, bone your money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please
Anyway.
throw away your money. Please.
Yes.
throw
Anyway,
away your
Astronomy
money,
Live, I'm
Kyle.
going to be heading out, but do invite me back to your place to party over this news after you finish pressure washing the bunny jizz off of your sidewalk. Okay?
All right, thank you, buddy. Yeah, we're gonna have actually a little more formal party coming up eventually, but we want to make sure that the judge rules. We're gonna wait till the judge rules, but we already know how that's gonna end up. But I want to wait till a contempt contempt hearing is scheduled because they have to have 5 days notice. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is very quickly, the judge is going to rule on this, maybe as soon as next week. This is my thing. I've not asked Scott about this, but my opinion is probably going to be pretty soon, hopefully. And at the same time, he's going to schedule a contempt hearing. And I have a feeling what he's going to write is going to be pretty brutal.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
All right. Later, Reds. Later, Astronomy Live. Brandon. Dave, always a pleasure. And once again, guys, thanks for watching this. Leave us a message, like, subscribe, all that stuff. It's funny. I said on Twitter the other day I needed like a handful of subs. I'm not even fronting. I lost one throughout the day. I don't know. I'm just like right on that cusp. It's weird, but I don't know what it is to get subs. I can't figure it out.
Tune out, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I got the ones that I need here. It's all that matters. So with that,
Are we all
guys,
fair?
what's that?
All right.
All right, I'm out, guys. I'm gonna appreciate this, and we'll see you later.
All right. Have a good night.
Hashtag
Night.
prison for Kyle.